Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we will be talking about manipulating form values. So yesterday I talked about some basics of jQuery. Now we will dive into something little more complex. Okay, so you can manipulate the form value using jQuery. You can also do that by HTML, like in a form email address index. You can write placeholder and you can give this nice little background detail, which is okay. Now it's in HTML, so you might be thinking, okay, what's the big use? And but the next thing, which is next topic, which is manipulating attributes directly. You can manipulate the attributes directly using jQuery. Think about like this way. Suppose you have a simple form website. In that, you have to make conditions that if the user does not fill this particular detail, then he or she will not be able to submit it, which can be done using jQuery. If the field is not inputted, then the button will be disabled. But if all the minimum requirements are fulfilled, then the button will be enabled, which is pretty basic actually, and you can do this by using if else statement. Okay, now we will go into direct, which is called as adding and removing content. This is one of those important things which is very important, but in other frameworks like React, Vue, Angular do take something complex. You know jQuery, write less, do more. So it has very simple commands which you can write, and with the use of mighty dollar symbol you can do it pretty easily. So yep, that's it. And also you can use special effects. You can give special effects while doing something. Like if you want to remove a tag, then you can remove it, but before that you can also write give this effect, which is like very useful for me, especially because I have to deal with this kind of stuff. Now I was talking about manipulating content. Here there is an example of a popular topic, which is there is a field in which you will write random words, and when you click on the add item button, it will create a list. It is one of the popular exams served in most of the frameworks, and in jQuery it's one of the shortest. Okay, first we will be seeing how we can actually take it. So with the use of mighty dollar symbol, it will read what is in the field written, and then it will create a variable. In that variable, it will put li and li closing text around the words we will write, and then it will forward that variable to the empty ul tag. All of this will be done by using classes, so do not forget to add hashtag or dot if you are using class or id. And also here it is case sensitive, so your uppercase and lowercase matters, so please don't forget about it. And that was the pretty much it. By using special effects you can give special effects, like if you are adding, then it will give a fade in effect. If you are deleting, it will give you fade out effect. If you are deleting all of this, then it will just give you a slide effect. Now, when I say animation is very easy in jQuery, I mean it. It's very easy. If you are making something which is animatically very complex and you don't want to use CSS, which you should not use because CSS is good in animation in few things. I mean, it's you can do pretty much with CSS about animation, but I suggest jQuery if you want something like button presses, removing, and those kind of stuff. Then I will suggest jQuery. After learning this much only, I can understand why most of the people recommend jQuery. And now it feels very reasonable, like why jQuery dominates the framework of JavaScript and also why nobody talks about it because there is some limitations in jQuery. First of all, I can say that it is not that user friendly. Like whenever you see a code which is written in C, C++, C Sharp, Java, no, not Java, Python, or any other programming languages except Java or JavaScript, you can just tell by looking at it what is the operation going on. But whereas in jQuery or in other JavaScripts, in especially jQuery, you will not able to understand like what is actually happening. So here most of the people like say, okay, it's that. Second of all, jQuery is very old. No matter how best you are, if we are too old, then people will just move on. And also, jQuery lacks feature like local hosting, and you understand of all the technical stuffs like port forwarding, and exposing your IP address. jQuery lacks this thing. I mean, if you want to install jQuery, then you have to go to the website and take that. Is also that's it for today, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.